and welcome to Lavonne's kitchen. Guess what? I'm in my Michigan kitchen, which means I'm in my daughter's kitchen. You know I switch up on kitchens. I'm either in my kitchen at home or my outdoor kitchen at home or my daughter's kitchen. Wherever I'm at, if I'm kitchen, I'm in Lavonne. I mean, if I'm cooking in the kitchen, that means I'm in Lavonne's kitchen. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So today on the menu, what I'm cooking is some pineapple sriracha chicken. Yes, so let's get to it. I'm gonna show you the ingredients. Of course, first we have chicken. I'm gonna use chicken thighs this time. I have some cilantro, a fresh cilantro, a fresh pineapple. I've got some olive oil. I have sriracha because it's a pineapple sriracha chicken. Of course, I have my regulars, the salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then I have an onion. So what I'm gonna do first is go ahead, get my chicken cooking, and while it's in the oven, or while it's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start to make my pineapple salsa. So what I'm gonna do first is go ahead and put just a little bit of olive oil on these chicken thighs. Flip them over and put a little bit more oil. This will just make sure that the seasonings adhere to the chicken real well. So I'm gonna start it off with some some salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, and what I'm gonna do, show you guys a little trick. We'll flip them over. I want to pull the skin back on these and then season them. So what happens is when you cover that skin over the seasonings, the fat from the skin will seep through the seasonings, allowing that seasoning to go right into the chicken. We want all of the chicken seasoned, not just the skin. We're going to season the skin as well. We want it up under there so that all that meat is seasoned. Look at that. So we want to expose the meat. So we're going to go back again. Salt. Pepper. Garlic powder. This is a very fine powder, so when you see it looks like a lot, that's just because it's a fine powder. You can get garlic powder in so many different consistencies. It could be ground, it could be ground fine to a powder, it can be minced garlic. It's so many different things you can do with garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover these back up. I don't know if you notice, I'm only using the one hand for the seasonings and another hand to touch the chicken, because you don't want whatever your hand that touches chicken to touch anything else. So now that I have these, what I'm doing is trying to cover them up with the skin. And after they're all covered up, you see I'm trying to tuck that skin up under there. Nice and pretty, look at that. Now I'm gonna season the outside of the skin. Same thing. A little bit of salt, and you don't want to use too much of these because you notice I've seasoned them 3 times. So you don't want to put too much at a time. I am going to wash my hand now because I've got to touch this chicken and put it in some other things. So I'm gonna go wash my hands, and guess what? I'll be back. And while I'm washing my hands, guess what I need you guys to do? That's right, hit that subscribe button. When you hit that subscribe button, it allows you to come into my kitchen and make suggestions on things you'd like for me to cook. It allows you to comment on things that I've cooked, or tell me how you've cooked it and how it came out. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I get a video. I'll be right back. I'm going to wash these hands. Okay, so I've heated up my skillet, and what I'm going to do is add a little oil to the skillet. skillet up prior to putting the oil in it, it allows the oil to heat up faster. Okay, so it won't take but a second for that. I'm going to put these beautiful chicken breasts in there and let them basically just brown on each side, and then I'm going to put them in the oven. Okay, so I think it's hot enough. I'm going to go ahead. You hear that sizzle? Yep, that means it's hot enough. It's really hot. I don't know if they're all gonna fit. Look at this. We're gonna make them fit. You're usually not supposed to overcrowd your skillet. I'm just going to put them all in there anyway because I did have the skillet nice and hot. But usually what will happen if you overcrowd the skillet, the heat from the skillet will reduce or, decrease. But this is still hot. As you hear, it's still sizzling. So we're good. I'm going to go ahead, like I said, let those brown on each side. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start my salsa to add to my chicken. I'll be back. Okay, so I've cooked them on both sides, and what I'm going to do now is cover them and put them in the oven. I've had the oven heating up to 350 degrees. I'm going to cover this, put it in the oven for half an hour, and during that half an hour, I'm going to make my sauce first. Okay, so while the chicken is in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and work on my salsa. There's only a few ingredients with the salsa, and that was the pineapple, the onion, the cilantro, and the sriracha. I'm drawing a blank here. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is, this cilantro had a lot of stems in it, and so I'm trying to get some of these stems out. I don't know if you're even supposed to use the stems or not, so you guys come down in the comments and let me know. Am I supposed to be using these stems or not? I don't want to be throwing away something that's good, you know what I mean? This might be edible, I don't know. But I know when I'm doing greens and things, you always pull the stems out. So I've always been pulling the stems out of mine, but I'm not going to pull them all out. I just pulled a lot out because it was just a whole lot in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just slice this up real fine. Look at this. It smells so good. That's good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my bowl first. Then we're going to work on this pineapple. Might as well do the onion next. It doesn't matter which order. They're all going in the same bowl. I'm gonna dice this really small. It's not the biggest onion in the world to begin with, but I'm still want it to be really small. Okay, so we're gonna cut up our pineapple. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys how to cut up a pineapple or not, but I know I do have a video out there called How to Cut Up a Watermelon. So if I've never shown you how to cut up a pineapple, here we go. First thing you're gonna do is cut the lid off. I always cut my lids off so that they can sit flat. Because remember, I used to be a caterer, and I always tell you guys it's all about presentation. So I always cut it off flat because I never know if I'm gonna use it for something else. See, like this. I think I am. Even though it's not a catering job, I like to make things pretty. So I'm gonna put this in the center of my pan. Once my chicken and everything is done, I'm gonna put my chicken around that lid, that pineapple top, and it's just decoration. But anyway, so we cut the top off. Now we're gonna cut the bottom off. Same way. And when you cut the bottom off, is flat, so it allows it to stand up. We want our pineapple to stand up while we're slicing. What I want to do is cut the perimeter of the pineapple off, the, what do you want to call it, the skin of the pineapple, whatever. You want to cut in there. You don't want to cut too thick. If you can see how thick it is right here, just a little bit, so that you're getting all of the inside off of there. When I say all of the inside, I mean all of the peeling off of there. You want all the peeling off of there. And you just keep going around until it's all off. And if you have missed a little bit, you see that? Just slice straight down. Just slice all of that off. And usually on those little corners, you'll have some of that. So, and it's fine. Just cut it off. Here we go. Now, pineapple has basically a core in the middle that you can't eat, so we're not going to use that. What we're going to do is slice around that core. So we'll have a piece here. And if it feels like it's a little hard for your knife to go through, that means you've touched the core. You don't want to cut the core, okay? I'm going to turn these over on the flat side. And this is our core. You can see the little circle in there. That's the core. And so none of this is what you would normally eat. However, it's still sweet. It's the same flavor as the pineapple. If you want, you can chew on these, because I take these and I chew on them. So, what you want to do, actually, I'm going to slice this one time going this way. Because for this, by being salsa, I want this sliced not in chunks. I want it diced, and I want it diced very small. So it's like you have a top to this and you have a bottom to this. Now it's all cut into little pieces. I mean long pieces. Now you're just gonna slice those off the edge. Like that. And I'm gonna show you. Look at how it's all. See? Okay, so I have my pineapples cut up, my onions, and my cilantro. If I were just doing a pineapple salsa, this would basically be all that I would put in here, except I might put some jalapenos in here. If you have not seen my mango pineapple salsa, make sure you go out there and check that video out. But look, this would just be regular salsa. I would put a little bit of salt in it, and you could just eat this with chips. You would have to let it sit overnight, and all these flavors in here would marry. But this is not this is not plain pineapple salsa, and it's not pineapple mango salsa. This is pineapple sriracha sauce. Ta-da! So, I'm gonna add some sriracha sauce to this. I'm gonna give it a kick. Oh, you can smell it now. Yes, yes, Lord. Oh, yes. So I'm gonna mix this up really well and let this sit in the refrigerator while my chicken is cooking. And I'm gonna add this to that chicken. So I'm gonna put this in a baggie, let this sit there, marinate, or let them flavors marry together while my chicken is cooking. Once my chicken comes out, we're gonna add this to the chicken and then put it back in the oven. What's something good I can eat with this, you guys? Come down in the comments, let me know. What's a good side dish to go with this? It's like a tropical dish, so I can do something tropical. You guys tell me. I gotta figure out something to eat it with, because just the chicken and the fruit to me is good. Okay, so my chicken has been cooking for a half an hour. Look at my salsa, it's ready to go. Take this chicken out of the oven. Ooh, Ooh, it smells good. It smells good. Look at this. Always open your lids away from you because that steam coming out will burn. Okay? So, look at this. Jesus. But you see all this oil in here? I don't want all that oil in here. So I got me a bowl. I'm just gonna pour that oil in this bowl. So, I'm going to take my salsa and pour it all over this chicken. Oh, it smells good. Ooh. Now, the first time I made this and I put it outside, I put way too much sriracha. And if you are not a person who loves very hot food, you couldn't handle it. But I cooked it for a party and they loved it. So, I'm gonna put this back in the oven for 5 minutes just to let my salsa cook. Then I'm gonna turn it up on broil to let it all brown. Okay, so back into the oven it goes. All right, so the chicken along with the salsa has been baking for 5 minutes. I'm gonna take that out just so you can see what it looks like before I put it on broil, okay? Oh my God, it's not. Okay, so basically the chicken is up under there. I want to broil this salsa for about 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll be back. I just wanted you guys to see it. All right, so our 5 minutes are up. I'm gonna take my chicken out of the broiler and let's see what's happening. Let's see. Ooh, yes. It's hot. Yes. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at that juice that's in there. Okay, so remember I told you I'm all about presentation. And I said that if you were going to do this if you're doing it as a catering job or if you're having a dinner party, just to make it look fancy, remember what I did with the pineapple top? So I put the pineapple top on there. So let's do this like this. We're gonna take this chicken and put these pieces in here. And we're just gonna put them going right around the pineapple top. Now, as you know, with a pineapple, it's a lot of juice in a pineapple. So, when you cook those juices, they render down. And look at that. So we have all that juice. What I want to do is mix all of this juice up with the, oh yeah, look at that smell. Oh, you can't smell it. Oh my goodness. Oh, so I'm just going to spoon this on top of this chicken. That way the chicken is juicy. And there we go. Okay, so I've got me a piece out. I have been dying to taste this. Okay, let's try it. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Oh yeah. Y'all know I got to do my dash. So the skin on the chicken makes a big difference, which is why I use skin on chicken thighs versus like a boneless, skinless chicken. Although you can't do that, skin gives it that extra flavor. Oh my God. Like I said, you can eat the salsa with just chips. Okay, so I am going to cook me a side dish to go with this. We're gonna have dinner. And guess what? I'll see you guys next time in the kitchen. Bye! Ooh, this is good.